Spencer. She sacked him. A great bull rush by Chris Jones.
When it gets tough, you know, he's going to be there battling. The players appreciate it.
The Chiefs put the hammer down with a 34-yard touchdown pass. The 10, still not down. Oh, what a run out of this world. Falling up to 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Justin Ross came out with a hamstring, and Jalen Watson got knee in the calf. So I think for the most part we came out relatively healthy. Thank you to the fans for showing up and doing a nice job. What a game on both sides. I mean, Giff rallying these guys to play like they are really shows the character of the team and what they can do. I was proud of our young guys for the for the job that they did. And then Blaine Gabbard with the long runs. I mean, who would have thought that? He did a great job with it. P. Ryan, McCole, you know, these guys, they did a nice job. The offensive line kind of makeshifted in there, and we were able to get some young guys reps. It was great to get Chris that sack, the one sack, and took him a little bit. He had, I think, 8 hurries getting there, so he really played a good game, but it took him a while to get the actual sack. Mike Edwards with a touchdown off of Charles's big hit. And then Malik and the other young guys, I thought just finished the game off well. The stand down in the red zone there, goal line area, to make them kick a field goal, I thought that was big. So with that, time's yours.
Andy, how much did that sack mean to Chris?
Yeah, well, you could see by the response of the players that it meant a bunch. Not only to him, but to the guys. They were all on board pulling for him, and that's kind of the neat thing about that. So, but yeah, you know, that's a couple cheeseburgers right there that he made. So,
what went into your decision to allow him to play until he got that sack?
Yeah, well, first of all, he wanted the opportunity, so gave him the opportunity. Started off with third downs, and as it went on, he played a couple first and second downs, but he wanted to get that done.
Andy, sort of corollary to that, Travis didn't play. Can you just describe what went into the decision to? Yeah,
Travis he is a humble guy, and so it's different because of the financial part of it with Chris. He didn't want to be selfish or come across as selfish. I mean, all the players want him to play, but he just goes, you know what? I don't like the way it feels. He's not into that, and so he chose not to play. And I completely understand it, but that's him. I mean, most guys would have gone out and probably done it, but he said, I've got a lot of records. This one here, you know, I'm not going to do it this way.
Andy,
Coach,
if it was his call, would you have allowed him to go and get the 17 yards and then taken him out?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
Coach, with McCole was able to put together a solid game. What's your thoughts on his performance and, you know, him going forward, you know, as far as joining that receiver room?
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job out there. A couple things he can work on, but he played hard, and it was a good experience for him to get out there, just kind of getting back into that football shape, play after play after play. So, and we'll see where it goes from there. But you know, we know McCole, we know what he can do, and so you know, I just think the getting out and playing was the biggest thing for him. He hadn't had a chance to do that.
Andy, you did a lot of different things with your line. You kind of had to with some of the injuries, but you had, I guess, Creed back in there at guard, and was Alec Reddy playing center? Or
Caliendo and both those two were kind of rotating in there, and then we had the 3 starters, the inside 3. They were kind of rotated guard, and then Joe, you know, we had the injury. Joe went outside for a little bit, did that. So, yeah, we had guys all over the place, but they all could play. That's why Andy's trained the guys. They all know all the positions and jump in and go.
Coach Reed, how does this win today help you guys, just the mentality in the locker room for the playoffs next week?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's good to get the win for sure. I mean, we came 2,000 miles to get a win, and the guys, I thought they I think it uplifts you, especially for those young guys that don't have a chance to play, to say, hey, listen, I got in. Not only did I get in, but we won the game. I think that's positive.
How much of a lift did it give your defense? They had a pair of 2 18-play drives. You got the fumble return for the TD on that first run, but on the second one held the field goal.
Yeah, no, I thought that was great. I mean, that was a nice job by our defense, and the coordinators had simplified things down so the guys could play fast, and that's what they did. And so that was good. That was a good thing.
We good? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
And the Chiefs get a victory. Welcome to this Chiefs Rewind from Los Angeles. Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. Blaine Gabbert engineers a game-winning drive, and the Chiefs beat the Chargers 13-12. There's just a sense of satisfaction in this win.
Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it? We all get this game didn't matter at all for the Chiefs in terms of their playoff seeding, but still, 11 wins sounds a lot better than 10. And how about some real-world experience for a lot of our young and reserve players? We talked about that before the game, but for those guys to be in a sequence, both offensively and defensively, in a game-winning sequence means a lot. So some great experience for our guys here today.
Defensively, let's talk about some of those guys. No touchdowns for the Chargers. They had first and goal at the 5 and didn't get in. But Malik Herring, Felix Anudike-Uzomah, Cam Jones in this game all come to mind in that front 7. And at the end of the game, relentless in pressure, much of the way the Chiefs ended the Cincinnati game. But those guys, to me, elevated their game, all of them.
Yeah, Malik Herring took over that final drive because he had the sack, the 11-yard sack on the very first play from scrimmage for the Chargers, and then 2 snaps later deflected a pass at the line of scrimmage. So great seeing that from Malik in this game. You mentioned Felix Anudike-Uzomah, 2 tackles for loss in this game. Joshua Williams, 2 pass breakups, getting extended time at corner. And also Chamari Connor with some big hits in this game and some real athleticism as well. So again, just some great stuff from these young defenders.
And keep in mind, those guys all had to play special teams too. That's the dynamic of this game. And if you're coming to the Chiefs Kingdom show tomorrow night on Berry Road, I might invite Chris Jones because he's buying for everybody the 7-figured sack, I called it on radio. And the reaction of the bench was worth $1 million to us.
Well, that's a true team. I mean, these guys during the season see their teammates more than they see their family, right? And they love Chris Jones, so they know why he's in there. They know why he's playing. He finally gets that sack, and they love him, and they show that appreciation for him. So this team is really special for a lot of reasons, but that camaraderie is one of the reasons this team is so good.
But defensive scores, we know what they mean for the Chiefs down through the years. We saw it in Germany. Mike Edwards.
Right guard, Creed Humphrey just walked by.
Okay, let's stop right now. Creed Humphrey at right guard was a menace in this game. There he is, everybody. First ever time he played right guard with his running boss. I texted him, I go, man, have you ever played right guard? He goes, never have. He was awesome. Joe Tooney playing left tackle. Trey Smith had to play right guard. These guys, it was terrific. And then Mike Caliendo flip-flopping and Nick Allegretti at center. That just, we can overlook that really easily.
The versatility of these guys is so impressive. I mean, to play one position on the offensive line in the NFL is really hard. And then for Creed Humphrey, who has never played right guard before in his life, to play it in the NFL and to play it really well is a remarkable thing. And that versatility is helpful down the road if there's an injury in the playoffs or in future seasons. So some good experience there for Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and the rest of the guys at numerous positions.
Mike Edwards, the ball hawk. We're going to talk about him and have him on with us. Let's go to the podium now and check in.
He is the ball hawk. Just go back and watch our Defending the Kingdom episode. Mike Edwards, 97-yard scoop and score. How fun was that?
Oh, it was fun, but it was challenging. After that 19-play drive and then had to run 97 yards, it was tough.
Okay, walk us through it, because I go, oh, this may work. I'm calling the play-by-play.
Yeah.
So when did you know, oh, I'm going to have to run this whole way?
So I picked it up, and I seen like an open lane. I was like, all right, I might have to run past somebody. And I seen Josh pick up the only blocker that was coming to me. So I was like, please, Josh, get this. Because if not, then I might have to go out of bounds or something. But yeah, I was definitely tired. That drive was real long, and we was tired, but had to do it, had to get it done.
Were you looking like there's got to be a wide receiver coming in here somewhere where you had your head on a swivel?
Yeah, had my head on a swivel all over the place. Then I seen Pat and those guys on the sideline, root me on, so I kind of gave them a look to the sideline, and I had to just finish it.
You've been in a pro for a while. For guys, Malik Herring, Felix Anudike-Uzama, and those guys to step up, Cam Jones, for younger guys to make those plays, what does that mean?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, we need everybody, especially coming to the playoffs like that. You just look down, like you said, look down on the list. Guys made plays, like you said, Malik made plays. Dion and Jamari, the safeties, corners played well. Just all over the field. I feel like they played a hell of a game, and we need guys like that to step up. Because if anybody goes down, you need somebody to step up and not have any drop-offs. So, like I said, I've been in the league for a long time, and I've seen it happen many times. When the year we won a Super Bowl, we had 2 safeties go down, and the other 2 safeties had to step up, and we end up going to Super Bowl. So, I've been many times. So, like you said, we definitely need that out of our young guys.
I remember that Super Bowl. But the fact that you had to come back in, too. I mean, Deion Bush goes out, but now all of a sudden you got to be ready to go. What was that like? Game's on the line.
Yeah. So I had to, Chamari ended up coming down. He ended up going down one time, maybe the third quarter. I stepped in for him, and he got back in the game, so I was like, all right. And then Deion had went down at the end of the fourth quarter, and I had went in. So, just helping out as much as I can. I'm glad they're all right, but had to warm my legs up a little bit. I'll be out there.
You're loose for the playoffs. Cincinnati Reds was going to play baseball, but no, all those baseball skills, man. 4 defensive scores. Mike Edwards with the only touchdown of this game. So Mike Edwards, the ball hawk, that's his 4th defensive score. He's had 3 pick sixes in his career. We talked about it when he had him on the Defending the Kingdom podcast, but Charles Omenihu knocks it out. Let's just talk about that defensive resilience. That was an 18-play drive that took like 9 minutes for the Chargers, and they did not score.
How deflating is that for the Chargers? The first drive of the game for them, or the second, I can't remember, but an 18-play drive that eats up over 9 minutes of clock. They convert a bunch of third downs. Easton Stick and the rest of the offense is feeling really good. Get all the way down to the 4-yard line, and then Charles Omenihu rips the ball out, and Mike Edwards returns it for a 97-yard touchdown. It was the second longest returned touchdown for the Chiefs in their franchise history since they started recording that kind of thing, behind only Bashad Breeland in 2019 and Chris Martin in 1991. Just an awesome way to begin the games for the Chiefs.
We see how electric these plays are. We saw it in Germany with the Brian Cook, right, scoop and score after the strip by Trent McDuffie. But we also need to mention Blaine Gabbert here. Getting his shot. I said kind of jokingly on the air, but he won the 100-meter dash with that first scramble, but 40 yards in scrambles to lead the Chiefs to a game-winning field goal. Don't look past LaMichael Pirine, 21 carries in this game, and McCole Hardman had some big chunk plays.
Well, let's talk about that game-winning drive for Blaine Gabbert. He leads a 9-play, 51-yard drive to set up Harrison Butker's game-winning 41-yard field goal, and he mentioned the 2 scrambles, a 25-yard scramble on 3rd and 7, and then the 14-yard run 2 snaps later. Just gritty, awesome stuff there from Blaine Gabbert. It reminded me of Chad Henne in the 2020 divisional round playoff game against the Cleveland Browns. That's the kind of thing you want to see from your backup quarterback when they're getting their first chance to start for you all year. And he got the win here today. He's 1-0 as a Chief.
And as we said on Field Pass, and I put on Twitter after that, the fact that you don't know what this could mean going into the playoffs. Now, let's wrap it up this way. It's real easy. This Miami-Buffalo game that's going to happen after this, if Miami wins, the Chiefs will play Pittsburgh. That will put Buffalo on the 7th seed. That gets interesting if you're Baltimore. And if Buffalo wins, the Chiefs will play Miami. So now we know.
Now we know. We'll find out. We'll be on the plane, so we'll be refreshing ESPN while we're flying back home to see who we're going to play here next weekend. But the common denominator between the Steelers, the Dolphins, whoever it may be, is these teams are fighting for their playoff lives, right? They're fighting to get the best seed they possibly can. The Chiefs, meanwhile, got to rest so many starters here today. So that's a huge advantage for the Chiefs going into next weekend. And bring on whoever our opponent's going to be.
And they get the win doing that, 13-12. This was really fun. And the Chiefs, if you're keeping score at home, are 41-7 against the AFC West since the beginning of 2016. He's Matt McMullen, senior team reporter. I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. Get ready for the postseason.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.